Welcome back to Beam City Sports.
Beam City Sports.
Another week on 96.5 FM. I got my boys with me, Luke Mitchell and Devin Neel. This is Tyler Texeira on the mic. Feels good to be back, boys. How we feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling hot right now, just like the Sacramento Kings are after that glorious dub. How we doing, Devin?
Good. Ready to get into it. Ready to, hopefully blow out the Warriors by 30 again. So let's get into it.
Yeah, we'd love to see that. Got a lot to jump into today, though. The Kings' record is 22-20 after a rough start to the year. We are now 2 games above 500. What a year for this Kings team so far, man. A roller coaster ride, and we're going to jump into this road trip coming up. The game against the Warriors tonight, we will preview that. Of course, we will go over the big win against the struggling Washington Wizards. And then, also, we will jump into our picks for underrated All-Stars. Some guys that won't make the All-Star team this year, but still deserve some love and have had some great years. So, fun episode coming up.
Very excited for it. Very excited. I'm looking forward to comparing our teams and seeing who comes out on top.
Yeah, it'll be fun. But if you're listening on YouTube, go subscribe every week, 2 episodes a week now. Also, if you're listening on the radio, we appreciate you. We love you. Beam City Sports family, we're only on the rise. So, let's jump into this fun episode. The Kings, though, 9-2 now under Doug Christie. 9-2.
9-2.
9-1 in our last 10.
I wonder when he was 9-2 last on the Kings. Like the last time he was actually on. Oh, that would be pretty cool to look back at.
Probably like 2003.
2003, probably. Yeah.
That would make sense to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are 8th seed in the Western Conference, only a game and a half back of the 6th seed, which is what we're pushing for. Get out of that play-in race. Let's be a real playoff team, and I think we can do it.
Oh, we can definitely do that. Yeah, looking at it right now, we're the hottest team in the NBA with the 9-1 in the last 10.
Yep.
We are definitely the hottest, and I think we're going to stay the hottest. We just got to protect home court. Just like De'Aaron said today, like you got to kick them while they're down.
Yeah, kick them while they're down, and the Warriors are down. But Dev, how you feeling? We're a game and a half back of the 6th seed.
Still undefeated at home, too, right, with Doug Christie? What are they, 6-0, 7-0 at home?
I think he's 7-0 at home.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah, still feeling really good. I'm ready to get into the Warrior game, and then hopefully, we can stack a few wins going into that, tough 2-week road trip. So, not really excited for that, but, we got to do it. So,
yeah, that's going to be the real test of this Kings season so far is this 2-week road trip coming up. But before we jump into that, we should talk about their last game. Win against the Washington Wizards. They won 123-100. Domantas Sabonis, man, all-star. He is a lock for an all-star,
yes.
I think, and he's finally getting the recognition he deserves.
For sure.
29 points, 18 rebounds, 12 of 16 from the field, and 2 of 3 from 3. He's also leading the league in three-point percentage. So, man, Domas, our guy.
Who would have thought that?
Who would have thought?
Not me.
Not me. Yeah, you can tell he's confident in that three-point shot this year. And honestly, the Kings are looking for him on that three-point line.
Yeah.
And when he's in rhythm, it's lights out.
Yeah.
Leading the league in three-point percentage.
When he steps up, it feels like it's almost going to go in all the time. Just like if he has that little small little step with his right and then rises up. And everybody's so slow to close out on him.
Yeah.
I'm surprised people aren't already guarding him on the line right now.
Yeah, they don't respect him. The defenders still aren't respecting his shot. And I think, probably this next game, it might be a different story. I think the Warriors are going to look at the numbers and
for sure
make an adjustment and realize that they need to close out on Domas. But, hey, then that opens up the floor for everyone else. So I'm with it.
A lot of room. That whole mid-range area is going to open wide open. De'Aaron's going to be able to score a lot.
Yep.
DeMar's already going to get that number right back up there.
Yep.
It's been pretty beautiful here in Sacramento.
Yes, it has.
My only thing with it is I think I see a few more opportunities to where I want him to shoot more, too.
Yeah.
So I think he should keep shooting more, and especially if he's shooting at 48%?
Yeah.
And I think he's shooting over 60% from 3 in the last 6 games or something like that. So he just needs, if he shoots it more, I feel like it's going to keep going in. So I would like to see a few more opportunities where he's, instead of looking for somebody, throw it up.
Yeah, I agree with that. When he's in rhythm, on that pick and pop, sometimes he does hesitate a little bit, and then he'll swing the ball. But when he decides to shoot it, he's knocking it down. He's knocking that thing down. But DeMar DeRozan also last game, 24 points, 6 rebounds. Quiet 24 for DeMar. It felt like it was pretty easy for him last game. Young Washington Wizards team, cooking those guys in the mid-range as usual. But De'Aaron Fox struggled from the field last game. 12 points, but he did have 13 assists.
13 assists. That was probably some of the best ball making playmaking I've seen from De'Aaron Fox. Playmaking I've seen from De'Aaron Fox all season.
Yeah, I agree.
It looks so effortless from him. Like down low, just dropping it right behind him.
Yeah.
I feel like they've come up with 3 different plays for Keegan, Sabonis, and DeMar, where De'Aaron's crashing the paint and then someone's trailing him right there, and he's just like no look right behind and then puts it up easy.
I agree. De'Aaron was very unselfish last game. He realized his shot wasn't falling, and he didn't force it too much in the end. He started feeding Domas every chance he got.
Yeah.
Domas was cooking Alex Sarr,
I think
the young rookie.
3 posterizers on him.
Keegan had one too.
Keegan had one.
Rough night for the Rook.
Yeah, no, didn't. I mean, he's jumping though.
Yeah.
He's not stopping.
Yeah.
So it'll only take some time for him to. I like Sarr.
I do too.
I do like Sarr.
Yeah.
But I mean, he found himself at the top of the draft for a bad team.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and I was a little worried about Valanciunas coming in the sack and having a game against Domas because those guys are buddies, both from Lithuania.
He kind of did have a game.
He had a good game, but Domas was still working him.
Domas worked him.
Yeah.
I was in a pause, but no, but I mean, I feel like that kind of. I think we still want him off the bench, man.
I know. People are pushing for it.
I want him off the bench, and then I don't think we would have to pay much for him.
No,
not at all.
Definitely not.
No. So if something falls through with the Cam Johnson or John Collins trade, I feel like we could fall back to Valanciunas and not give up as much as we thought we would.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Trey might not have to leave.
That is a big part, and I think I'm very hesitant to make a move right now, as
with how hot we are, and like it might mess up the chemistry a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We do need an extra piece though, more size. We've said it before.
Yep.
But it's tough to I think this road trip is going to be the biggest test, and they're waiting until after this road trip to really decide if we need to make a move or not.
I wrote that down. Like this is really going to test like how our chemistry can last on the road when we're all just like, I mean, they're going to be tired. Like tonight they fly to Denver to go play tomorrow. And then after that they have one day of traveling to New York. And then they go on a whole East Coast gauntlet. It's going to be tough.
It's
Get
going to
your
be tough.
stuff together, NBA schedule makers.
Yeah, they do not have a lot of rest. And going from Sac to Denver on a back-to-back is brutal.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
I do got to say, like, I have seen this a couple other times with other teams. Like, the Wizards just went through it over here on the West Coast. They flew to Golden State, played in Golden State, and then a back-to-back against us.
Yeah.
And then they just played the Lakers the other night, too. And then I'm pretty sure they
probably play the Clippers.
I think they play the Clippers pretty soon.
Yeah.
So they're going through it right now, too. So I think at some point, every team kind of has this kind of part of the season.
Exactly.
But that's what happens at the beginning, before All-Star break.
Yeah.
They got to get a lot of stuff in.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, this is really going to be the big test for this Kings team. But Keegan Murray had 4 points last game, 2 for 8 from the field. I do think I was impressed with his effort, though. He did everything else on the floor. And we know Keegan brings that to the table. But even last game, he had 4 points. Without looking at the box score, when I just watched the game, I think Keegan had a good night, and he was making things happen.
Yeah.
Playing good defense, moving the ball. So, he stepped up during this win streak.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Shots will continue to, he's going to shoot them, so I think he's going to start making a lot more.
He did go on a little hot streak recently. Like, this was his first bad game in, like, 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
So he's always finding, he puts himself in the right spot, has the right passes all the time.
Yeah.
He works well on the court, no matter what, even if he's not making it.
Yeah, I agree. Malik had 23 points last game. Big game for him. Malik is so fun to watch, man. We say it every week, but he's just one of my favorite players of all time already. Just love his game. Uh-oh.
That's Malik Monk's heartbeat right there. And he's the heart and soul of this team right now.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. But also, another heartbeat of this team is Keon Ellis. 18 points off the bench, 6 of 8 from 3. At one point in the fourth quarter, at the end of the third, going into the fourth, he had 12 straight points for this Kings team. And
12 straight.
Wizards were kind of making a run back in the game just a little bit, got it to within 10, and then I know you guys saw this. De'Aaron won the jump ball against Valanciunas.
That was pretty awesome.
Keon hit that step back 3 from way deep. That's
That was his 9th straight point, and then when they started the fourth quarter, his immediate corner 3.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he tweaked his foot again after that. I think it probably isn't anything major, but it was not scary. It was scary to see. I was like, no, that's not fun.
And remember, we didn't know if Keon was even going to play this game.
Yeah.
But obviously, he looked ready to play, and his ankle looks, even if it's a little banged up, he looks fine.
Yeah.
So Keon, definitely going to be a big night for him tonight against the Warriors. We need that defense on the perimeter.
He locked down Curry last time, so hopefully he does it again.
Yeah, and in the last year's play-in game, that's where Keon really got a lot of recognition was, picking Steph Curry's pocket a couple times, had some buckets in that game. The Kings blew out the Warriors, so.
That's where he got his $15 million contract right there.
Yeah.
Like, that's where he secured the bag.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Trey Lyles and Alex Len also provided 4 points off the bench. Nothing too crazy for them, but I wasn't surprised to see Alex Len getting some minutes against Valanciunas. Bigger guys. Still need a better backup center, in my opinion. I don't hate Alex Len. I think he provides, some good leadership on this team. He also won the D-Pog crown last game.
Yep.
So he did a good job.
He has some big blocks a lot of the times. Like if Domas and De'Aaron are off the court, which is scary sometimes.
Yeah.
He protects the rim. He's a good rim protector for sure.
Yeah. I think the thing is he's a lot of the time not playing with the main starters who have been improved on defense, and it's a lot of kind of, sometimes some weaker guys on defense, and, that's kind of the problem. Same thing with Domas, when we've seen his defense get a lot better when the perimeter guys have been doing a lot better under Doug. So, but, I liked his minutes. He obviously won the D-Pog crown, so he was out there giving a good effort. I think they said he had great verticalities. I think he had one block. So I wasn't impressed, but it's minutes you want from a vet coming off the bench against a terrible team.
Yeah, true that. Kevin Huerter, though, storyline in this game: 3 points, 1 of 6 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3. His stock is shrinking every week right now, but got to give a shout out to my dad. He is the biggest Kevin Huerter believer I've ever met. And he keeps claiming that Kevin Huerter is going to get hot and he's going to be a big part of this Kings team going down the stretch of this season. And, he's predicting the Kings make the Western Conference Finals, and Kevin Huerter is going to be a catalyst of that. But yeah,
I think he's trying. I like that. I like that, Ron.
Yeah.
But I think he's trying to manifest something that's a far stretch.
Yeah.
And I do see Kevin Huerter getting hot at some point.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't know if it's for us. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, you're just hoping he gets hot to help the team, because there's no way he's getting traded anywhere at this point for anything of value. So you're just hoping Ron's right at this point. That's all I'm thinking.
He could be such a big part of our offense.
He could.
If he hits those 4 threes that he shoots, which he did last year, and he did the year before that.
Yeah.
We would. I feel like I'm a skipping record.
That's why,
if he hits those threes, we win the game.
It's like, I still believe it a little bit.
Yeah.
As ridiculous as it sounds.
Yeah, I feel like his shot looks good, though, from like a shooter's perspective. I think his shot looks good, but it's all mental. It's more mental than anything.
Who said you're a shooter?
Oh, I'm a shooter. Don't play. We'll test it later. We're gonna go hoop. But so I think a big thing for Kev is seeing that first shot go down.
Yeah.
Every time he gets in the game, I feel like he always misses his first shot. I mean, he went 0 for 4 from 3 last game. His only 3 points were at the very end of the game with like a minute left. He got fouled.
It was an and one.
Yeah, well, he hurt his shoulder.
Yeah.
And he was rubbing his shoulder a little bit, and then he missed his first free throw. And the ref gave him the ball back. He slammed the ball on the ground. You could tell he was very irritated in his head. And it's tough as a shooter. His minutes are declining game by game.
The only reason why I feel like he got that many minutes, I mean, he didn't even get a lot of minutes, I think, that night. But just because Devin Carter was out.
Yeah.
He had a wrist injury.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't hurt, I feel like Devin Carter would have been the lineup instead of him.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, I love Devin Carter's game for sure. But I still think those Kevin Huerter and Devin Carter can, play on the floor together.
At the same time.
Yeah, they're two different players.
They're two way different players for sure.
But, Huerter, the last couple weeks, his minutes have been around 18 to 20. And then since, Doug Christie's been the coach, it's been, 18 and then 15, and now it's, getting to 9 or 10. But, man, I think we need to instill some confidence in Kevin Huerter, because if he can get hot from 3, like we saw 2 years ago, shooting 55% from 3, it's going to change this team even more.
He's got to get his own confidence up.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We can't do anything about it. He just needs to hit those shots. He's open. He's open a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But it's just a little too far. And he gets a lot of unlucky in and out shots.
Yeah, I agree.
That is true.
It's tough. His shots are on.
They look good.
They look good.
I'm confident in him shooting. And every time Kev gets in, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him hard to hit some damn shots.
I feel like dude, in practice, is nailing every single shot that he has.
He's putting in the work.
Yeah.
Yes,
he's putting in the work.
Honestly, you're right. I think he is the player in the NBA that happens to the most. it's ridiculous. In-N-Out burgers all the time.
Yeah.
In-N-Out.
But
shout out In-N-Out. We need that sponsorship.
Yeah. But Kev's putting in the work behind the scenes, man. I know he's beating himself up because in practice he's probably knocking down 80% of his threes right now. And then in the game, it's a different story. Like we said, it's going in and out. But, this is how Kev got in the league. The shot just doesn't leave you.
No.
My dad said this last night. He was a first-round pick for a reason. He's 6'7", and, one of the best shooters in the league when he's hitting. And that's why he was a first-round pick. That's why everyone, he's a bigger guard. And if he can start knocking down more threes, then this team's going to...
It's going to turn around.
Yeah, we're going to make
just
a run.
like it is turning around right now. He's just going to...
It's going to add on top.
He's just
on
the end of the trailer, so he's taking a little bit more time to get around.
He's taking that drift. Just
Swerve been in that corner well.
But yeah, the shot doesn't leave you. Like in some other sports, in baseball, my dad said this too. Your swing, your at bats, you can lose confidence and then you can lose your swing and you can never get that back.
It's like Chris Davis.
Yeah,
man.
it's hard to you can have some years and then if you lose confidence in your swing, it's hard to get that back.
Yeah.
But as a shooter, it's a lot different. Your shot doesn't really leave you. Like Del Curry can go out there right now and probably knock down 8 out of 10 threes because the shot doesn't leave you. And I think Kev,
Del Curry's a crazy boy.
Well, I'm just saying there was a video a couple years ago, and he beat Steph in horse or something like that. And I was
Steph
like,
lets him win.
Del still got that shot, and that just proves the shot doesn't leave you no matter how old you are. So Kev's gonna start knocking him down.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I want to believe it.
Yeah. All right, well, let's jump into the Kings road trip coming up. We already talked about it a little bit, but play Denver on a back-to-back on Thursday.
Oof.
That's going to be a very, very tough game. Denver's actually looking really good now.
Yeah.
Started the year off pretty
Sabonis
slow.
had a triple-double Jokic had a triple-double in less than 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah, his stats every single game are crazy. And Westbrook, we got to watch out for him. He's going to go at us every time. Yeah.
Christian Brown.
Christian Brown is a very solid player.
He might posterize someone in that game.
Okay, well then on Saturday we go to New York to play the Knicks. Then we go to Brooklyn to play the Nets on Monday. Then Philly on Wednesday. Then we go to OKC on next Saturday. Then in Minnesota next Monday.
And that's tough.
So that is 6 games straight on the road in the span of 2 weeks. What's our record going to be on this road trip?
My optimistic side is saying 4-2.
Okay.
But in reality, I think we go 3-3.
Who are the 3 losses to?
Denver.
Yeah, I agree.
Knicks on Saturday will be a toss-up.
I think we can beat the Knicks.
I think we can beat them.
It's going to be tough.
That's going to be the toss-up.
Yeah.
And then we beat Nets and 76ers.
Yep.
And then Thursday, I think we lose to the Thunder.
I don't know how many games have the Thunder lost at home this year. Probably like 2 at the most.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be really tough to beat the Thunder.
Yeah.
But,
And then Timberwolves, I think we got that done.
I think it's going to be tough, though.
It's going to be tough, but I think we got that done.
Yeah. Ant comes to play against the Kings. We know that. But
in Sacramento.
In Minnesota could be different. We did beat them earlier.
We did beat them earlier.
That was Jay Crowder's first game. But yeah, so
give me 5-1.
Okay.
5-1.
Who we losing to?
I love the confidence.
The Knicks. They're gonna beat the Warriors. They're gonna win a back-to-back against the Nuggets.
We're gonna be hyped after that.
That's gonna be
and then
nuts.
they're gonna go to New York on Saturday, and then they're gonna lose against the Knicks.
Because they're gonna be pooped after that.
But then they're gonna beat. They're obviously gonna still be in New York. They're gonna be in New York. Play Brooklyn. That's a dub. Sixers. That's a dub.
That's a dub.
And I'm calling. We're going into OKC on Saturday, February 1st, and that's a dub.
You're saying that's a dub?
And so is the one on Monday, February 3rd in Minnesota.
I like it. And
then
after
optimism
that,
up.
Yep, I like it.
Let's go.
I like it. I'm gonna have to agree though with Luke and go 4-2. I'm gonna say 4-2.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I think the 2 losses that I'm predicting, Denver on a back-to-back. It's just gonna be.
It's gonna be a
draw.
draw.
The odds are gonna be against us.
Yeah.
That altitude out there, but I love the confidence. I think we are capable of beating Denver.
Yeah.
Sabonis and Jokic can match up, and not many
we beat
guys
them once
can match.
We killed them earlier this year.
Well, we were killing them, and then they came back, and then
No, we won by
we won.
It was by a bit.
No, it was close. Wasn't that? Or no.
No, it was at the beginning of the season. We killed them, right?
I'm pretty sure we lost, actually. That was the game when DeMar had the...
they lost by 1 December 16th.
Yeah, DeMar...
What?
Remember, DeMar had the wide-open layup, and this was when we still had Mike Brown, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they did lose by 1.
Yeah, And
what am I thinking about?
Yeah, and DeMar fumbled the ball.
This
That's
was
what
the
happened.
start of their 6-game losing streak.
Yeah,
That got Mike Brown fired.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, he did drop the ball on a wide open layup.
He was wide open.
We did.
Yeah, but we could beat Denver.
Yeah,
we were up big that game, pretty sure.
I think they beat him 3 times last year now. So.
Yeah. But yeah, Jokic and Sabonis going to be a fun matchup.
Damn,
of course.
I wish I didn't bring that game up.
Bad memories.
Yeah, that was the start of the 6-game losing streak.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, it's time for our get back.
That feels
in
like
Denver.
a whole season ago.
It does. It honestly does. It feels like the Mike Brown Kings was last year, and the Doug Christie, it feels like it's a whole new year.
It's a whole new era.
It's a whole
man.
new year since Doug Christie's here. But man, why don't they just make him? I'm sick and tired of hearing interim head coach. Come on.
I think the fans already made him our head coach.
Yeah, come on. There's no way he's not.
There's no way.
At this point, that means enough. The fans know it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think if they finish the season strong and make a playoff series, it's not a question.
Without a doubt.
Definitely not a question. But okay, Warriors preview. This episode will come out on Thursday, so tomorrow after the Warriors game. But let's still preview it really quick. What's the game plan going in? Obviously, trap Steph Curry, make anyone else beat you.
3-point defense priority.
Yep.
Because everybody's going to be shooting. Buddy's going to be shooting a lot. Buddy always loves to shoot and, make a lot against Sacramento now.
The Bluebirds will be out. His first time in Sac this year.
He'll be getting booed a lot.
Lots of boos.
I think they played in the preseason. He was getting booed.
He was getting.
Yeah. You were there.
Tonight's going to be even worse. Dude.
Yeah.
Tonight's going to be bad.
Yeah, I think Buddy's definitely going to get the shots up, though. You're definitely right.
Yeah.
Read my mind there because Steph, there's no one else to really beat us right now on this Warriors team besides Steph. So obviously throw multiple bodies at him and get it out of his hands. But if Buddy gets hot, then that could, make this a game.
It's going to make it a game.
Yeah, but also interested if Draymond's going to play. He missed last game.
He's out.
Okay.
He's out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let me check. Let me confirm.
Shams.
And then I mentioned it earlier. There was an interview from Fox. I think it was yesterday at practice.
Yeah.
An interviewer asked him about the Warriors and how they're doing. He's just like, I know they're not playing good, so you got to kick them while they're down.
Yeah.
And this whole interview, it was making me smile the whole time because it looks like Fox is just so happy right now.
Yeah.
He's so happy with how things are going in the
love
team.
to see that.
And then I hear in the background Monk's just like, hey!
I love that. But you could tell this is a different team.
It's a way different team.
The interviews,
the interviews are way better.
Yeah.
Christie has definitely lit a different fire under this team.
Yeah, even Keon, after last game, he said the vibes are immaculate.
I
love that.
Immaculate.
Keon's such a chill dude. He said, "I just be chilling,
dude."
On Twitch.
I loved his pigtail.
Yeah.
His pigtail
he looked clean,
he looked
with,
clean
that.
with that, man.
And he was knocking it down. So yeah, that was fun to see.
Should I dye my hair for one game?
Oh,
half keep it blonde.
Shout out Keon.
Shout out Keon.
But yeah, all right. Well, we got 4 minutes left on this first half of the show. Some rumors though about Jimmy Butler before we, it's been all year with these rumors.
It's been a lot of drama.
Yeah, but interesting move by Phoenix yesterday. They traded 1 first-round pick in 2031 to get 3 first-round picks
That's
from
looking
Utah.
like a good pick these days.
It is going to be a good pick because Phoenix probably will not be good. So maybe a smart move by Utah there.
Yeah.
But I think Phoenix is doing this to make another move.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
Yeah, and everyone's drawing up this 3-team trade to get Bradley Beal to Milwaukee.
And Chris Middleton out of Milwaukee.
Yeah, and then Jimmy to Phoenix. And now it just came out that Phoenix is not looking to trade for Jimmy Butler.
They're capping.
So it's like, they could be lying. But
I think they're lying.
Yeah.
Because, Jimmy would fit pretty well on Phoenix, I think.
That'd be pretty scary.
It would be a pretty nice team.
I don't think
their chemistry is already so bad
that
I don't think they would make a difference this year.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That would be a pretty nice scheme to have all that over there.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Just not a lot of depth for them. And, they do need a lot more defense and they need some guys to bring this team together. But bringing Jimmy in halfway through the year, that's
it's a weird thing.
Yeah,
I agree. I feel like it wouldn't really do much for them. You know what? I take it back. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah, and then you have to pay Jimmy the supermax. Which
Phoenix is in a win now mode.
Yeah,
because they don't have any picks. They barely have any picks in the next years.
And they're 10th in the West right now.
So.
In a win now. But yeah, so gonna be interesting to see. I want to know what you guys think about this trade deadline though, because
it's coming up quick.
It's coming up quick, and every other year I feel like on the years where we don't expect much, then Kevin Durant gets traded to the Suns, and then James Harden gets traded and all this crazy stuff happens. But on years,
Cam Johnson to the Kings this year.
Dude, there's more speculation than shit. I think sorry, my apologies. Okay. Pardon my French. It's having too much fun. Cam Johnson with 2 first-round picks from us instead of like 2 players. I think they want 2 first-round picks.
I know, but then who's the player that we're matching the contract? Yeah,
like Kevin's going.
I know.
Yeah,
I want to trust Kev though. I want to see him. I want to see the.
Kevin's for sure gone if we trade.
I mean, if it's for Cam, I'm gonna live with it.
I'm living with that, dude.
Okay.
But I also do want to see Kev get it going again.
Yeah, same. I would love that. But if we do trade for Cam Johnson, then where do the minutes come in? We got to play our guys. Our starting 5 is set in stone. Honestly, we can't switch it up right now.
Yeah.
And, we have guys off the bench like Keon, Trey Lyles.
Cam Johnson's playing at a starter level, too.
Yeah, and Devin Carter deserves minutes as well. And then, like, the only minutes that are open is Kevin Huerter's 10 minutes a game. And it's like Cam Johnson is a 30-minute per game type of guy. So it's like, where do the minutes come in? Like, we can't lower DeMar's minutes to 20 a game. Like, we need him out there. Malik obviously needs to be a starter, so it's like interesting. I don't know if the Kings are going to make a move. Honestly, I don't think they are.
I think there's enough minutes to go around, though.
I do
like
think
if you take a few from just like you could make some.
I think you could match him to whenever Keegan's off the floor. Like whenever you want to get, and if you want to give Keegan a big rest or more rest, however the game dictates, you could just whenever Keegan's off the floor, then Cam's on the floor.
They're so similar.
I agree with that. Like he might take Keegan's minutes, honestly.
I mean, Keegan plays like 38 minutes a night.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
We're not Tom Thibodeau's over here. I mean, honestly,
we are, though.
Less minutes. Yeah, we are. So
this year we are.
Playing less minutes wouldn't be the worst thing in the world right now,
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's a good point. But yeah, so we will jump back in a couple minutes. Beam City Sports. Check out our new shirts we got right here. Light gray, dark gray.
Working on the website right now.
Yep.
All the things.
Yep.
Maybe potentially they will be for sale in the near future.
Logo.
TikTok is back. TikTok is back.
Yeah.
Almost at 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
So we're getting there. But go subscribe on YouTube. 96.5 FM.
Those are the worst 12 hours of my life. I'm just kidding.
All right. We will be back.
Cheers.
All right. We are back on Beam City Sports for the second half of this show. First half, we talked about our Sacramento Kings and how we are going to go 6-0 on this road trip. Shout out to Dev for the bold prediction. But yeah, second half of this show, we will start off how we always do.
With Mitchell's Man of the Week. We are going to talk about a guy we talked about last week over in Memphis, Desmond Bane.
Hey.
My boy, I know Devin's favorite player in the league. Over the last 3 games, 3 wins for Memphis. So they're looking pretty nice. 22 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 2.5 steals for this man over these last 3 games. So he's coming up big on both sides of the court. His shot's looking nice, too. It's looking clean. He's getting his open shots. They're using him more and more, which is scary because he's like a third option over there. Yeah. And now he's looking more like a second option.
7 assists?
7 assists a game.
That's
over
pretty
the last
crazy.
3 games. And then 5 rebounds. 2.5 steals, too.
Yeah.
Pretty
He's solid,
nice.
man. He's solid.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite players in the league.
Yeah.
He's slowly becoming one of my favorite players.
He's super underrated.
Very underrated. Sorry, Devin.
It's okay. I hate him because he's good.
Yeah. He's just so good. And
it's the respect, man.
Yeah, he kills the Kings.
Yeah, he does.
There's a lot of Kings killers out there, and he's definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't want to see Memphis right now. They look very good with or without Ja.
Yeah,
so,
definitely a title contender.
Yeah, title contender?
I think they're title contenders.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to disagree with that. They're third in the West.
Third in the West.
Can't really... Yeah.
They're coming up with big wins against strong teams, too.
I think they're the team that should get Cam Johnson.
Oh, word?
Yeah. I think Cam Johnson would fit so good in Memphis.
I'm going to agree with that. And then Jalen Wells is rookie of the year right now.
Rookie of the year. Shout out. The boy. Well, I like that pick. Memphis is, flying under the radar, but are a very dangerous team. And, we predicted them before the year started. I feel like we go back to our predictions all the time, but I had them like 8th in the West. And they're 3rd.
I think I had them down low, too.
Yeah, with all the injuries.
No, I think I had them up a little bit higher. I think I had them at like the 4th seed for mine.
Yeah. But, it's hard to disagree with them being title contenders because, I mean, they're so young, but they do have the experience. They've been in the playoffs
already.
So it's like they're going to be scary come playoff time. But I don't know if they can beat a team like OKC, though.
That's going to be the tough
match
part.
Up with in the first round.
Yeah.
Like the first, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the OKC matchup would definitely be pretty tough.
Yeah. All right. Well, my Ty's take of the week. Kind of a dumb one, fun one. Well, the only guy that is said that he's going to participate in the 3-point contest is Jordan Poole.
So far?
Yeah. And
wow.
I think Jordan Poole is going to win the 3-point contest in the Bay.
Been pretty hot lately.
Yeah,
on the 3-point.
not against the Kings. I mean,
no,
they kind of locked him up.
They locked him up big
time. He
time.
had 38 points the night before against the Warriors, and he had a quote still talking about Draymond, saying,
"I like those guys over there. I like most of those guys."
He said, "I love those guys over there. Most of those guys." And then Draymond tweets out at him saying, "I'm sorry. I'm super sorry, bro," or like something like that.
I did just see on Twitter he was talking about that on the podcast today, Draymond Green. So we'll see what he said after.
But you think he's going to stay hot in the Bay?
I think he's going to stay hot in the Bay. And then if Steph's going to do it too, of course,
sure.
because it's in the Bay.
Yeah.
But I think Jordan Poole's going to put the world on notice, and he's going to be that
would be pretty cool to see.
That third splash bro.
I'm going to agree with that take.
Yeah.
The third splash brother.
Well, Jordan Poole's really the third splash.
You guys see DeMarcus is playing in in Bangladesh or something now, or
it's a new country every year.
Shawshank. Yeah, I agree with that. I was thinking about it, but I'm like, it's not the wild, crazy, 40-foot shots he puts up in the games. It's I'll agree with that. You know, I mean, I think it'll be him and Steph in the finals. Is it two people in the finals, right? Or 3?
Yeah, maybe. But
I think it'll be him and Steph in there. I
get Clay in there too. That'd be fun to see. Little reunion there. But yeah,
sorry, fact check. He's in Mongolia.
I need Kev to go back to the 3-point contest, bro. That's when this all started 2 years ago. The 3-point contest.
That would be pretty. Yeah.
What, he scored 0, bro? I think he had 0.
Yeah.
He maybe like
that's
4.
what ruined it. He needs to go back this year and at least do better than 0 or 4. Yeah. And get his powers back, bro. It's like some Space Jam stuff at the 3-point contest going on.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll let a 29% 3-point shooter get in the 3-point contest, but I'd love to see it. But yeah, so we can move on to ICU, and no shot at Kev. I think Kev's gonna get hot, But
yeah, we
can't argue the numbers. But ICU this week for me is Khalil Ware from the Miami Heat.
Okay.
The rookie, I was really high on him in the draft. I thought the Kings were gonna get him, but I'm very happy with Devin Carter. But Khalil Ware was one of those guys I had my eyes on, and he's finally getting minutes in Miami. And last game, they started him at the center. He's 7'1", and they started Bam at the 4.
I saw that alley-oop. He was not alley-oop. Terry Rozier had like a no-look pass to him, and then Khalil Ware went up for a nice dunk.
He catches every alley-oop, but he's so athletic, and he also has such a nice jump shot. He had 25 points and like 15 rebounds a couple nights ago. And, Miami's struggling, of course, but he's a bright spot for them. And going in the future, before the year started, Bam said he wants to play the 4, and he wants to shoot more threes and all this stuff. And they didn't do it. Eric Spoelstra wasn't trusting Khalil Ware with the minutes, and now he's earning the minutes. Now he's in the starting lineup. And, if they trade Jimmy Butler, that's, some guys to build around. Tyler Hero, Bam, and Khalil Ware. That's going to be a fun core.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that pick.
And he blocks shots. And just watching him, I'm like, damn, the Kings, this would be a good fit here.
Selling that one.
Yeah, I was watching it last night. But definitely love Devin Carter's game. But if the Kings have a decent draft pick in the next year, got to get a big man.
Oh, yes, for sure.
There's going to be some good bigs in this draft. So, Khalil Ware, got to put some respect on his name. He's a solid young guy. All right.
I got my boy Christian Brown from Denver.
Yeah.
I like his game. That dude is big, too.
Yeah.
Like, dude's got some muscle on him.
And he's probably like 6'6", 6'7".
6'6", 6'7", averaging 14 points a game.
Yeah.
5 rebounds and 2 assists on like 60% shooting. And him playing with Russell Westbrook is really cool to see because I see the same shades of Russell Westbrook in him.
Yeah,
the tenacious, obviously not that good at 3-point, just like Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
but I think he's developing him really well.
Yeah, I agree with that. He definitely gets downhill and gets to the basket, and he's such a good defensive player.
Yep.
But they kind of just leave him open on the 3-point line, and that's a
big thing of his game.
Yeah, big question for Denver come playoff time is having Westbrook and him out on the floor and then throw Aaron Gordon in there.
It's going to be tough.
That's 3 guys that you can leave on the 3-point line. But, he's not shy to shoot him, though.
So
that's a good...
He makes
he's been shooting a little bit better lately, too, Russ. Yeah.
1 or 2, a game sometimes.
Yeah.
But
I love that pick. All right, well, we can jump into the main part of today's show. Picking our starting 5 for underrated All-Stars. Guys that, won't make the All-Star game, obviously, but... still deserve a lot of love, and just some guys that we think have had great years. So Luke, we can just go one by one.
One by one?
Yeah, I'll start with you.
Gotcha. I made 2 teams. I got a Western Conference and an Eastern Conference.
Putting in that work.
Yup.
Yeah.
I guess I'll pick Jordan Poole for my point guard for the East.
Oh, you son of a gun. That was my pick.
Yeah. Well, that's my Eastern Conference one. Yeah, Jordan Poole, 21 points a game, 3 rebounds, almost 5 assists.
Love it.
You expect that from him on the Wizards. Like he's the star out there.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see.
Yeah. He had a bad year last year.
Mm-hmm. Well, all the controversy and stuff kind of messes with your head, messes with your game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was more memes with him than anything last year. It was just every game he wasn't listening to the huddle.
Yeah.
He was getting into it with teammates, and now this year it feels like he's just putting all that aside and just hooping.
Yeah.
And he's balling. So that was my first guy on my list was Jordan Poole. No, I love it. I like the respect. Dev, first guy on your list.
We're gonna sticking with the theme of Kings killers. We're gonna CJ McCollum.
Yep, good.
I feel like he probably hasn't been getting looked at a lot because the Pelicans are having a terrible year, injuries, all that. But he's averaging 22, 3 rebounds, almost 4 assists on 45% shooting. So I think that would be he's going to be my point guard of my underrated team.
I like that. He's dropped 50 a couple nights ago. He had 45 night ago. So it's like, damn, CJ, you're hooping out there, but I feel like he's trying to get traded.
Yeah, he's auditioning.
Yeah. Do you think how would you feel about Milwaukee going to get CJ? Pairing Dame and CJ back up.
That'd be
good
cool.
Old times.
I've heard that a little bit before you mentioned that. That would be pretty sick.
That would be pretty nice, man.
I know. It would be fun to see because those two guys are such good friends.
Oh,
and they had such good chemistry together in Portland. So I'd love to see that.
Just another guy who could shoot on Milwaukee.
To score the ball.
Crazy.
It'd be insane.
Yeah. All right. Well, next guy. Luke, we can start with you. Or no, we can go with me.
I'll let you take this
So my
one.
first guy was Jordan Poole. Next guy, shout out to Milo. Peyton Pritchard from Boston Celtics. He is the 6th man of the year right now.
Yeah.
Averaging almost 20 points off the bench is insane.
That's insane.
And, I didn't see this coming from Peyton Pritchard. He had a good year last year. He hit some big shots in the finals, hit a lot of half courts, and that's what he was known for.
Yep.
But this year, every time he gets in, he's getting those 3-point shots up, and he seems a lot stronger than he ever has. And he's really good at using his body. Like, honestly, how Milo used to do back in the day against
Milo.
He just uses his body, uses his shoulders, even though he's like 6'1", he still can get to the rim and finish over anyone. So Peyton Pritchard.
I like that pick.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna stick with my Eastern Conference team that I made. I got Cam Thomas at shooting guard.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. He's the star of the Nets right now. They're gonna build around him, obviously. He's almost averaging 25 points a game and then 3 rebounds, 3 assists. That's crazy. That's very impressive for him. And just hopefully they build the right team around him and keep him going.
I love that. If they were winning, that's real All-Star numbers.
Yeah.
That's like deserving of real All-Star.
That's deserving All-Star numbers right
25 a game.
25 a game. He's at 24.7, but call that 25.
That's 25.
Yeah.
I love that pick. Cam Thomas. All right, Dev. Next guy on your list.
I'm going to go Lou Dort.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Having a good year over there on OKC. OKC's just having a good year in general.
They're going to have like 3 All-Stars already.
He's going to be he's not going to make it, but that's why I'm picking him over there on OKC. He's 10, 4 rebounds, almost 2 assists. And I think his last couple of games against the Cavs, he had 22. He went 6 of 9 from 3. And then against the Mavericks on the 17th, he went 6 of 8 from 3, had 18. So if he keeps it up like that, he's definitely going to get a lot more love. But I'll go Lou Dort.
I love that. Definitely a first-team all-defense type of guy.
Oh, yeah, and if he's not scoring, that's what he's going to bring. And that annoying, tenacious defense on the other end.
Yeah, he's literally like a linebacker out there, and you can't get past him. He's got like the biggest shoulders in the league, and he moves his feet so well. It's like that OKC team is just a nightmare, and putting him on the best guy, letting Shea kind of chill on defense is like, damn.
He's like another Desmond Bane to me. He gets on my nerves, and he's kind of built like that too, just a little bit shorter. So yeah.
But when he's hitting his shots, that OKC team is unbeatable.
Unstoppable.
Unbeatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that pick. All right, well, Luke, we can move on to you.
All right. For my small forward for my East Coast team, I got Zach LaVine up there.
Yeah. Nice.
Also putting up crazy numbers on a kind of struggling Bulls team that needs to struggle. 24 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists pretty much.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty good for Zach LaVine right now, whether he gets traded or he picks wherever he goes next year.
Yeah.
He's going to have his own. His stock is really high right now.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to have a lot of control in the next year or two.
Yeah. Shout out to Young Hollywood. That was his nickname back in the UCLA days.
Yep.
But man, I'm really impressed with Zach LaVine's maturity because before the last year that they were trying to trade him for anything, no one in the league wanted him.
Nobody wanted him
for some reason. I mean, the contract is big, but he's a top 5 shooting guard in the league.
For sure.
He's averaging almost 25 a game.
I mean, I know he's listed at small forward too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best guard wings.
Shooting guard, small forward. Yeah. Sorry.
And he's just so good and so athletic still, and he's so fast. He killed the Kings when we played him a week ago. And but yeah, I'm very impressed with his maturity because going in, there were so many questions about how is he going to buy into this team? Is he going to bring the team morale down? But no, he's a leader out there.
Oh yeah,
and he's fine staying in Chicago. He'd be happy to go somewhere else. He's just being very mature, and big sign for him. I think teams are going to buy on him pretty soon.
No matter what. I mean, whether it be right, I doubt it's going to happen this season.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get traded. But this is the last year of his contract, I think, or
maybe a couple more
years.
Yeah.
But I like him out there in Chicago. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I love that pick. He deserves some love. And honestly, like your other pick, Cam Thomas, if the Bulls were winning, that would be real All-Star
numbers. That's a real All-Star number right there.
Like him and Devin Booker have the same numbers right now.
And so Devin Booker's in the top 7. He's only 9. He's below De'Aaron Fox.
I don't think Devin Booker's going to make it this year.
I don't think so.
There's too many guards out west.
A lot.
But yeah, okay. I'll jump into mine. Austin Reeves from the Los Angeles Lakers. Ever since he's become the starting point guard over there, he's been killing. His game is so fun to watch, too. He gets Braun. Last night he threw a crazy alley-oop to LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
In AR, he has some of the best handles in the league. He's hitting his three-point shot. He's getting a lot of assists now. And it's in LA right now. It's really him, Braun, and AD. And they have, they got some question marks everywhere else.
It's different over there. They're 2.5 games ahead of us, or a game and a half ahead of us.
Yeah, game and a half.
Game and a half.
They're in 6th.
And they have been. They're a little cold right now. I think they're 5-5 in their last 10.
Yep.
But yeah, they have a lot of gaps out there that just don't really fill in right.
Yeah.
And JJ Redick's doing a great job with that.
Yeah.
But I like the Austin Reeves pick.
Yeah.
He's like kind of like Desmond Bain for me, just because like he's
on the Lakers.
On the Lakers, yeah. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, he's so good, but you kind of just
he's
hate
good,
him.
but
he's one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie, man. He's so good, and I think JJ Redick has really elevated his game to a new level
for sure.
And they got rid of D'Lo. They trust him starting at that point guard position, and he is going off as a starting point guard. And I didn't see that coming into the year. I didn't see him as a starting point guard in the league. I saw him as more of just a scorer. But now he's doing it all.
He's doing it. Yeah. He killed us one game.
We've lost 4 times to the Lakers.
4 times to them, but one of them was him dropping 30 on us.
Yeah. He's different.
Yeah.
He's nice.
Yeah, he's nice.
All right.
Is it me?
Next guy, Dev.
I'll go Norman Powell.
Yeah.
Maybe another team in the West that could have another 1 or 2 All-Stars, but I'm going to go Norman Powell, averaging 23 points.
I like that.
3 boards, 2 assists, shooting almost 50%. One of those guys out there holding it down while Kawhi was hurt. Kawhi just got back the other night, I think. But, the last game against the Bulls, he had 27, 22 before that, 23. I mean, he's got a couple 30s in there. So, yeah, I'd definitely go Norman Powell. I think, maybe they'll have the Clippers, James Harden, and then Kawhi missed too many games to make it already.
Kawhi's not,
Kawhi's not going to be.
It's really Norman Powell and Zubac could make
so, he might sneak in there, but, I definitely want to give him that love if he doesn't.
Yeah, I love that. He's killing this year.
I have Zubac for my Western Conference Center.
Fire.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Norman Powell is, the leading scorer on the Clippers, and they're 5th in the Western Conference.
Most improved player of the year.
That's what I was going to say.
Oldest most improved player of the year.
The oldest most improved player of all time. He deserves it.
Yeah.
The Clippers are really good, man.
They're looking nice.
They're good.
They nice.
They nice. They're 5th in the West, but we gotta pray on their downfall.
Yeah.
I hope they start falling because that would be big for this Kings team. But
they're 5-5 in their last 10, so they're one of the teams that are also kind of struggling.
Yeah.
They're only 2 games ahead of us. Yeah. So we're right there.
We're right there.
5th seed.
Yeah. Praying on the downfall.
The
whole West.
But yeah, Norman Powell, he just puts up at least 20 every night.
Every night. Yeah.
And even if he's not hitting a good percentage, he's gonna get those shots.
He still gets the shots.
He's not shy.
3 of 10, 2 of 8.
Yeah. He's going to hit some, though. All right, well, my next guy is someone from the New Orleans Pelicans as well. It's a very struggling team, but he's honestly been the best player on this team this year is Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy III.
I like that.
And
good respect there.
Yeah, he's one of the building blocks for this Pelicans team, even if they do decide to get off Zion or Ingram and CJ and DeJounte Murray. He's a guy that they need to build around. Him and Yves Messi are, the two guys that are going to stay in New Orleans. And, we'll see what they do in the draft coming up. But he's going to be a big part, and I think he's a future All-Star.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
I think Jackson said that on the last show that we had. So I'm stealing his thunder a little bit. But I think, he's going to be a future All-Star, Trey Murphy. And he's almost like, he's like 6'8", 6'10", long wingspan, can shoot it from three, posterizes people. He does it all. So
just one of those new modern-day NBA prototypes.
Yeah, exactly.
NBA is just going to, there's going to be so many good teams in the next few years just because everybody's going to be good at basketball.
Yeah.
It's just oh, he's averaging 20. Who is that? Who's averaging 20 points? What the hell?
It's going to be
why
crazy.
I didn't make the league.
Yeah.
All right, Luke.
For me, my power forward, Eastern Conference, I got Pascal Siakam.
Hey.
He's stepping up when Tyrese Halliburton was kind of struggling. Everybody kind of expected him to drop off a little bit more just because he's kind of at his prime, kind of at the end of it. Thought his age was going to catch up, but he's still averaging 20 points per game, stepping up big time. One of the best power forwards in the league for sure.
Yeah, he still is for sure.
Yeah.
Pacers fans would probably push for him to be a real All-Star, but I don't think he'll make it.
I don't think it's going to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many out on the East Coast. It's a tough position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who's better, Jalen Johnson or Pascal Siakam? Jeff Teague's podcast just had a big argument about this. Jalen Johnson for me.
Well, is Jalen Johnson more of a center though?
He's taller, but he's definitely a wing.
Okay.
He can handle the
ball.
ball.
Because I had Jalen Johnson right after Pascal.
Well, yeah, Jalen Johnson, he might make the real All-Star too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's 20, 10, and 5.
Yeah, no, I got his number. Yeah. No, I just feel like I feel like it's going to be tough with how many, I don't know.
No, it's going to be tough for sure.
Yeah.
But who would you rather have, Pascal or Jalen? Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
He's a lot
Way
younger.
Way younger.
Way younger.
So yeah, Jalen without a doubt.
Yeah.
He's got the same numbers, if not better. Right now.
I agree with that. Dev, next guy for you.
Daniel Gafford, Dallas Mavericks center, power forward, where plays
center.
Surprisingly enough, he is in the top 7 of efficiency in the whole league. And then everybody else it's Jokic, Sabonis, and Anthony Davis.
71%. Yeah, 71% field goal
All he
percentage.
does is dunk the ball, or back it up. No, but last game
that's what you want from your center.
That is, and he's so good for them. Last year that was a great pickup for Dallas. That helped them make the finals. Their injury just came out. Derek Lively is going to be out for some weeks now. So Daniel Gafford just had his career high.
His number's going to go up.
31 against the Hornets the other day.
31 against the
12
Hornets.
of 15, mostly all dunks, probably, like you said.
He probably had 4 posters that game.
He had 15 rebounds and 6 blocks.
Yeah.
How many free throws? Did he get fouled at all?
He's not a good free throw shooter.
For that.
But yeah, shout out to Sebastian, Wizards legend, man. He really is, and that's one of Sebastian's favorite guys. He watches every Wizards game.
I got you, Sebastian.
Yeah, he was sad to see Daniel Gafford go, but on a good team, Daniel Gafford is so big for Dallas, and he fits in perfectly with what they want from their center. When Luka's healthy, he's dangerous because Luka can just throw it up anywhere and he can go get it. So I love that pick.
He had, he hit all of his free throws in that game.
Hey,
so
he's a beast, man. He's he's tough. He doesn't back down to anyone.
Hang on, you probably said it, but 7 blocks in that game.
7?
Yeah.
Shit. Well, the other one said 6. I didn't know he had 6. Yeah.
No, yeah. On ESPN it says 7 blocks and a steal.
My goodness.
Man, Gaff, that boy Gaff.
Very slept on. Apparently.
Yeah. All right. Well, my last guy on my list is someone from the Golden State Warriors who was on the Santa Cruz Warriors to begin last year. Got a chance to interview him. Trace Jackson Davis. The Warriors are struggling, but number 32 on the Warriors if you're going to watch the game tonight because, it's hard to, recognize some people if you don't watch every Warriors game.
They're going to have the G League team out there tonight in Sacramento.
No. He's the starting center for them, and he's playing very well. And, he doesn't do anything outside of his role. Pretty much same thing as Gafford, just putbacks, lobs, all that. He's only like 6'9", but he plays like he's 7'2". So, he's a beast out there, even though the Warriors are sucking right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stepping up while Draymond's hurt.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, I wish Draymond was playing tonight. Man.
That would be fun.
That'd be a lot of boo birds.
Are you nervous for Steph versus Curry after De'Aaron signed
Steph versus Curry?
I mean, Fox versus Curry. My bad.
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Because they're signed.
I think it's
going
to be even back and forth matchup.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty nice matchup.
I do hope a guy like Devin Carter does play, though, just in case, Keon is, a little tweaked up on the ankle or whatever, so. But, I'm never worried about the Fox-Curry matchup. I know Fox is going to turn it up when he plays Steph. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Curry's a little too slow for Fox. A
little.
Yeah. I mean, Fox is the fastest player in the league.
Yeah, a lot of people are too slow.
Yeah.
I'm going to run through my Western Conference team, though, real quick.
Run through.
I got Jalen Green at point guard.
Oh, yeah.
He might make it, but, he's kind of out of the...
Probably won't.
Give him
I don't think he will.
Yeah.
He started off a little rocky.
No pun intended.
And then we just talked about him, Desmond Bane, for sure. He was out for the first part of the season, so I feel like that's kind of what's holding him back.
Yep.
And then I got my boy DeMar at small forward.
Yes.
DeMar definitely, he's putting up all-star numbers right now, but it's too much.
Probably won't have 3.
It won't happen. We won't have 3. There's too many good people at the small forward position.
Yeah.
And then my boy Santi Aldama.
Yes, he was on my list as well. Yeah.
No, he's I love him down there. He's pretty tight. God.
No, but he's 7 foot. Let's take some time on him. He's 7 foot, can stretch the floor, block shots. Man, he's big for Memphis, but he is going to be a free agent coming up in the offseason.
Sacramento.
Let's go. He's going to get a bag.
Oh, he's going to get so much
and
money.
He doesn't even start for them.
We will not be able to give him money.
We can't, but he's going to get a bag somewhere.
And then I said Zubac at my center position.
He deserves some love too, Zubac. But I think that's really a product of James Harden. Zubac, because James Harden is the system, and James Harden always elevates those centers. He elevates
a lot of people.
I mean, Zubac's always been good, but right now he's like a top 10 center in the league.
Probably a top 7.
Yeah, just catching passes from Harden, putting it up, not shooting any mid ranges or anything like that.
He's getting paid the bag too, dude. He's getting like $18 million next year, and then over the next 3 years, it goes up $1 million each year.
Damn. Yeah. Well, he deserves it. It's not too bad of a contract, but Clippers deserve some love. They've had a really interesting year in the new Intuit Dome. Got to go check that out sometime.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We need to make a trip, man.
Yeah.
At some point, Beam City Sports drives across the whole country and goes to all NBA stadiums.
I'm so down. That sounds so fun. But yeah, we will do our regular All-Star Ballots on Saturday at the Beam City Sports Bar.
All Kings. All
4 mics will be working. The audio, sorry about last episode.
It will be nice.
We promise.
And
Pinky promise.
Yeah, sorry about that last episode. The audio was a little funky, but
it's all good. Still got some good views, man.
Yeah, we did.
Still looking good.
Yeah, looking good.
We got our lovely listeners.
Yep.
All you lovely, beautiful people.
But yeah, so next week we will be back on the radio, of course. Hopefully talking about this Kings win streak.
Yep.
On the road coming up.
6-0.
6-0.
So we'll have the Warriors game, and then we'll have the Warriors game to talk about, the Thunder game, and then we'll have the
Denver game.
Denver game.
Yeah.
And then Saturday we play the Knicks, so that'll be
we'll
preview that.
Preview that.
Yeah, we'll jump into all that.
We might actually be able to watch it because it's on the East Coast.
Yeah, it'll probably be pretty early. So
it'll probably be on at like 4 for us.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what you mean.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we might actually be able to watch it, like do a little live stream.
Yeah. Hey, who you got in the Super Bowl?
Oh.
Who you got winning?
Give me the Commanders, boys. Give me the Commanders.
Commanders.
Who are they going to be beating?
The Eagles, and then I think they're going to play, hopefully, the Bills, but they're going to be either the Bills or Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But I think, really quick, the Eagles are definitely the team built to do it, but give me the Commanders.
You think the Eagles?
Yeah, they're
Bills all the way.
Yeah.
I wanted the Ravens.
I do want the Bills too.
I love Lamar Jackson. He's one of my favorite players, but if it's not the Ravens, then I got to go with the Bills. Josh Allen.
But the Chiefs,
Anybody but the Chiefs. Sorry, Mom. I know you like Patrick Mahomes, but
I'm going with my boy Patty, man.
Oh my gosh.
Going with my boy Patty. Shout out to the mullet.
He just had
the worst take Tyler has ever said on this show just
Shout
happened.
out to Patty. Would that be 3 in a row for him?
Yeah, no three-peat has ever happened in NFL history.
No three-peat has ever happened? I think it's going to happen. All right,
Beam
we'll
City
be back.
Sports.
Yep, next week. Beam City
guys.
Sports.
Cheers. Thank you.